what's key about what we're trying to do with Souls of Women is take something like that, where we talk about self-awareness, and apply it to our lives in a real way. And as you were talking, I was remembering and I don't know if you know this about me, you might, that I have epilepsy. I've been diagnosed with epilepsy, and I've had seizures starting at 13, started having seizures, and that was a very painful chapter of my life, having seizures pretty regularly in public often, and it was very embarrassing. But having been through that, having sat in the darkness with it, having asked God why me, having blamed the world and being very angry about it for a long time, something came to me maybe 5 years ago, 3 years ago, that having epilepsy, living my life with epilepsy for almost, I would say 20 years at least, or 15 years at least, pretty consistently, taught me great compassion for others. And in those moments of me needing others to aid me at times, needing others to be understanding of my own situation, it gave me this inner look at compassion in a way that I know that I wouldn't have had it had I not had that experience or those experiences. And so today there's a lot that I see in the world that I can really feel and be compassionate about. And I credit that period in my life for that. And I feel like that the way our thoughts work is really a central part to this work. Because I could still be in that place where that was an awful thing and it remains awful and a
full
scar.
Stop. And full stop, and that's it. You go no further, but it just being awful and full stop.
And that's it. But out of it, I found that, and I live, and that's my thought about it now. When I think about epilepsy, I actually look at it as something that was a great teacher for the life that I live now. A great teacher also of what I would need to do to transform that. And it's interesting because part of this is about poetry, or my poetry and other people's art. And when I was about 16, I wrote a poem. This is a very interesting story. I was working at an internship, and I had a supervisor in Jamaica here, and I wrote a poem called Leave Me. But the poem is about seizures, right? I was saying that the seizures were dominating my life. They were in control. It would never leave. And the supervisor, I'd like to think his name was Mr. Wilson or Mr. Williams, read the poem and said to me, but hold on, this seems like you've lost the battle already. You know, everything here is telling me that this thing is never going to leave, you know? And that you are like a victim. You know, you are, this is happening to you and you have no power. You need to rewrite this poem.
He said that?
Yeah. He said, you need to rewrite this poem and you need to frame it in a way that gives you some power. And I rewrote, I took his guidance and I rewrote that poem and had put a totally different spin on it. And today I live without epilepsy. I don't have seizures. I was
just ask you, how is it now?
Yeah, I don't have seizures. I haven't had a seizure in about 10 years.
Wow.
And I still think about that poem that I wrote when I was 16 and rewrote. Thanks to someone who could see that this was a self-defeating prophecy. That you need to kind of reimagine something. And so that's what this project is too. It's like reimagine. You know, think through the pain in a way that maybe you're in a place now that you can see that it's going to teach you some compassion.